All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we're trying to knock this out in one takes. Unless otherwise noted, it is one take. So if there's any errors, bobbles, missteps, whatnot, that's real life. I want to show you that we all make mistakes because, again, without failure, we're not going to be able to learn and grow and be successful. So I'm deciding I'm actually going to do this in two parts. This video here on creating the forms is just going to show you how to create the basic bell ringer form and the checkpoint forms. And then the next video, I'm going to explain the why behind it because, again, we're doing this with the 5-minute video limit, so we're doing it for free. So you should be in your Google Drive. You're going to click New. You're going to come on down here to More, scrolling over to Google Forms, click, and bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. And here we go. So again, as practice for all Google things, it always comes up but untitled. So we're going to title this Bell Ringer. We'll click up here. It matches your file name with the title there, but you can change it. They don't have to be the same, whatever works for you. Move myself over here. And so you can have whatever you want here as a question. My recommendation is to have an open-ended writing prompt. This is going to allow the students to think at a higher level. So, think about going through Bloom's taxonomy. Plus, it's going to give you as a teacher a little bit more time to set up all your different things to get ready and also take your attendance physically in Skyward or whatever your respective system is. So we'll just come up with some basic. Who is the greatest U.S. president ever? You'll come over here. You want to change it. On this one, on the open-end writing prompts, I recommend to have paragraph, but you have different options. Short answer, which would be like a sentence or two. Paragraphs, obvious. Multiple choice, checkboxes, drop down, linear Likert scale, multiple grid choice. For this, we're going to do paragraph because you may have some kiddos that are going to be going way at it. Again, I recommend a writing prompt. For those of you who are really, top-notch teachers, you know how to differentiate and have your writing prompts that are going to be hitting at 3 different levels. That's great. I'm just kind of want to focus more on how to set something up here in the Google form itself. That pedagogical side should already be in your tool belt and know what you need to do. Coming over here to the gearbox, you want to click this. You want to collect email addresses. Super important, and I'll explain why in the next video. You don't need to worry about response receipts. Make sure, and it's always by default, that it does not have edit after submit or see summary chart and text responses. Leave that alone. The only thing you want to really change on this is collect email addresses, and we'll explain that. You'll click save here, and then the next thing you need to do is send. We're not actually going to go send it out to anyone because we're building up a lesson behind the scene. So we're going to click on what this looks like, a little chain link thing here. It gives you a link. Then you can do either copy this whole thing, which is super long, or you can do the click and the shorten URL, copy. Then I'm going to come back here to the slide deck that we're working on, bell ringer, and then I'm going to Control V, and it pastes it in there. The other option is you can also do a right click and then a paste. Once you click enter, when it changes to the blue and underline, that means that it's a hyperlink. What does that mean? When your kiddos click on it, it drops down that, clicks you here, and loops you back around to where this form is, and they're going to input the information. Now, we can set this up, and you follow the same steps if you want to have it for each checkpoint, and it's a separate Google form all the way through, or there's a different way. This is another option, is just kind of whatever works for you and however you have things set up, where you can have, and this is a pre-fabricated one I already had just because we're on the 5-minute restriction here. Check for understanding, question mark here. So as you're doing your lesson, you can use this one form multiple times, and you may give your kids a prompt as you're going through the social studies example. What was President Lincoln most noted for? Gettysburg Address, or bringing the country back together after the Civil War, whatever it is. Boom, boom, boom. You have the question marks because you're going to be reusing this. But then you're going to have it where it populates on your response to a Google Sheet. So I'm going to show you here on the sheet. It automatically timestamps, automatically collects the email address of whoever put in. On this example, I spoke wrong. I was thinking, who's the greatest president of the United States? George Washington. Boom. As each student inputs in, it's going to timestamp, have their email address, and whatever their answer is. Question mark is because you're going to want to change your prompt as you go through, so you can take that same link and then put it in at different slides through on there.